Okay, so, for most of you who have played online games, you have most likely come across annoying kids who have like half a brain cell. I don't usually get into online feuds with people, which is surprising in my opinion. So the story I'll be discussing today is a wild one. Trust me, you'll love it, as you can tell by the title. Okay, so before we begin, I just want to put out a quick disclaimer. Please don't say hate to anyone mentioned in this video. This is only for the sole purpose of storytime and entertainment. Also, I use different pseudonyms for the characters to prevent them from getting stalked or harassed. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so I'm gonna explain the environment so it all makes sense to you guys. So first, I've been binge playing Roblox during the past 6 months due to the lockdown. There's this particular game I like to play called The Quarry, a Mars Adventure. It's basically this really cool mining game where you can collect up to 100 different ores on Mars and then sell it for a huge amount of money depending on the value of the ores you collect. You start off very slow at the game at first, but over time, as you get more money and upgrade to your mining speed and inventory storage, you work your way up to becoming a pro. I don't mean to brag, but look at my stats. Cool, right? Although, there are people with much higher stats than me. Also, since the game is not very popular, there's not a whole lot of people who play the game. So sometimes I'm alone, sometimes there are like 1 to 2 other people in the game with me, and very rarely there will be a lot of people. I mean, it has a 10-person limit capacity for each server. In this story, there were a lot of people than usual, which makes it interesting. Okay, I think I've explained it well. Let's begin the actual story, shall we? So for the past couple of days, while I was just casually playing the game, I noticed there is a new player. We'll call him Steve. During those days, I noticed that his stats were rapidly increasing. It was usually unusual since he just started. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that sometimes the very advanced players help new players out by giving them very rare and expensive ores for a lot of money so they can upgrade faster. Since starting out is a pain in the ass, trust me. P.S. I got help from an advanced player and it was amazing. Sorry about that. Anyway, because of his rapidly increasing stats, I was a bit suspicious. So I just thought to myself, oh, he just got some help from advanced players, no biggie. I just shrugged it off. Although, pay attention by the way, he was actually a kind of annoying guy. I don't remember how that made me think so, but it just annoyed me. I was just nice to him since I don't want to bully some random kid online. I just played it cool, if you get what I mean. Then he asked me to friend him. Inside my mind, I was like, why don't you send me a friend request? I thought it was weird. I also thought it was weird since I didn't talk to him that much at the time. And being the socially awkward person I am, I don't usually accept friend requests from random people unless I 1. Know them in real life, or 2. It's an online person I have a good and long conversation with. Plus, since I'm 19, and I assumed he was a kid, I thought it'd be weird, if you know what I mean. And I didn't want to seem rude by declining his request, so I just said nothing, didn't add him, and left the game. Okay, story over. Just kidding. You thought it was over, right? I thought so too. But nope. The story gets more wild and more interesting. I actually would say.
That's wild.
A few days later, on Tuesday, September 15, I went back on the game. I was casually mining with a few other people. We'll call them Jenny, Sam, and Tucker. And we're pretty advanced. Fun fact, I've been with Jenny on the game a couple of times and she's pretty cool. It's interesting how you know who's who in a small community of Mars miners. Anyway, back to the subject. I was mining with these fellow people and then Steve comes on. You know, the kid from earlier. Sam gets annoyed and says that Steve has been begging him non-stop for ores. When I heard this, I was like, okay, looks like I'm not the only one who finds him annoying because I thought I was just over-exaggerating, if you get what I mean. And then Sam also says, he literally called the name of his rare ore, Pac-Man ore. What? I was like, what? Pac-Man ore? Okay. Jenny responded with, What got annoying was that Steve was like, Jenny, what do you mean by I? Go on, finish his sentence. At that point, I was like, okay, this is definitely a kid. I don't mean to sound rude or anything, but how does he not know what that means? I assume he's young enough to have grown up with the late 2010s and 2020 internet stuff. So, or he was just trolling. Just like me, Jenny was also annoyed that she said, I don't have to explain to you. I get that sounded rude, but as I said, it was quite annoying to be honest. Oh, and about that Pac-Man ore thing, I just want to add super fun that Sam and Tucker were joking about getting a Pac-Man ore. Tucker was like, "Can I please get some dirt, Sam?" It was honestly super funny. And I joked along with it as well. Just because they found him annoying, I find him annoying, so we're all in the same boat. Okay, back to the main subject. Remember earlier when Steve wanted me to friend him? Well, he asked me about it again. He was like, "Cam, why you not add me? Please don't leave." I never told him why I didn't add him, so I tried to ignore him. But eventually it became so repetitive and annoying, I was like, "Can you please shut up?" And of course the others got noticed too. And us four engaged in the argument against Steve. I don't remember the full context of the tea, so I'll spill as much as I can. I remember at one point Tucker jokingly said, "Add him to make him shut up and then unfriend him, lol." In my mind, I was like, hell yeah, that's the best. And Steve, as usual, got all whiny and said no. At that moment, I was like, is he acting like he's trying to hold me hostage until I friend him? What the heck? I could tell Sam was getting extremely pissed at Steve. Can't really blame him. Then he was like, "I can't stand this. I think I'll go join Blood's private server." I said, "You mean Bloodlust?" And he said, "Yeah." For some reason, Sam didn't immediately go to Bloodlust's server. Anyway, I don't remember much other than Steve endlessly begging me to friend him. I know I could have just left, but I stayed mostly to see the drama unfold for a while, cause it's pretty fun and entertaining, but annoying at the same time. I eventually left, along with Sam and Tucker, with the last thing of Steve saying, "Cam, please don't leave me, please friendly, don't be a troll, blah blah blah." I left and went on Bloodlust server for a while and then automatically left for some reason. But wait, there's more to the story. It gets far more interesting, trust me. Also, this is the final stage, so prepare yourselves. After I left, I went away from the computer for a while to go do something, and when I came back, I decided to log back into the game to see what's going on. On the server was Steve, Sam, Tucker, several other people, and a new player, Alex. No, not like the stupid nacho, you doofus. So, remember earlier when I was suspicious about Steve's rapidly growing stats? Well, I eventually found the reason. While I was in the game, several people were questioning what the hell Steve was saying, and either Sam or Tucker was saying, "Please don't bother him, he always begs people for ores." Oh, yeah, that's interesting, right? Wait till you hear this. So, someone asked, what was the matter with Steve? And this is what Sam says. "The other day, I was helping giving out really rare and expensive ores to some new players. Steve is on the server as well. I was supposed to give it out to new players, but Steve swooped in and just mined them. So basically took them all from the players. Honestly, I was shook, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised. This is why he had such an unusual growth in stats. Steve, handling things the way he always does, tried to deny it, but it was revealed that Tucker was there as well, so Tucker revealed himself as the eyewitness to confirm the allegation. So what does Steve do? He makes up an excuse saying, "But I really needed money." I'm sorry, what? I straight up said, is that supposed to be an excuse? I mean, come on. I get it. Starting out is difficult, but that doesn't give you the right to steal from other players. It's not always about yourself. Sometimes you just gotta help the little people to help them grow. I wasn't there when it happened, like when he was stealing the ores, but I believe it. I mean, he always begs for ores and annoys people constantly. Now that I know that he just cheated his way to the top, I was pretty mad. If you think about it, there are quarry players who have worked very hard to the top and didn't have to constantly beg for items. Even though there are players like me who got a jump start of help from hardworking players, at least we didn't bug people about it. No. So Alex gave him a serious PSA. He went like this. "You shouldn't behave like this. Constantly begging for ores and annoying others is rude, toxic, and unacceptable behavior." What? No! Don't apologize to me. Apologize to everyone you bothered. So he apologized by simply saying, "I'm sorry." I know someone else said, "That's okay, but if you do this sort of stuff again, I will have to report this to administrators." Alex ended the argument peacefully by saying, "Alright, I am hoping we are all good. No more fighting, please." Steve left shortly after Alex helped end the feud. Sam was like, "Lol, he left. I bet he's sad." I said, to be honest, it felt like a typical YouTuber's apology, but I'm really hoping he stops. And yeah, that seems to be the end of the story for now. So let's end it with a few of my comments. TLDR, I was fishy about some kid for days, but I thought I was just over-exaggerating as I sometimes do. But finding out more about him was wild and surprising, and unsurprising at the same time. And when he was constantly telling me to friend him, it was not only annoying, but really uncomfortable to me. Now that I look back, I was like, is he a simp or just trolling? Either way, it was weird. I was happy that I wasn't the only one who had suspicions about him. I'm also super glad that Alex went out of their way to have a little pep talk with Steve, hoping he would stop. That's pretty good and mature. Can we just give a moment to give props to Alex? Also, am I wrong when I said it felt like a typical YouTuber's apology? You know, like Tana Mongoose, James Charles. I think he probably should have taken more time to think about his actions. But I'm hoping that he will do so. And I know you're thinking, he's just a kid, maybe he doesn't know better. I know, I totally get that he's a kid, but honestly, it seems like he's at an age where he should know that you can't just beg people for ores. It's unacceptable behavior. I mean, at the same time, I'm not entirely sure what his actual age is. He could be a 15-year-old for all I know. But at the same time, I'm really hoping he learns his lesson and stops this behavior. For now, let's hope for the best. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe for more awesome content. And as I said before, please don't send hate to anyone mentioned this story. This video is solely for the purpose of fun story time and entertainment. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later!